Do you ever feel like you're in competition with your school for fundraising money? Like, does your principal intentionally schedule fundraisers before the PTO fundraisers, leaving your PTO scrambling to make up the difference? Because after all, families only have so much money to give to the school. Principals sometimes just don't get it. If you have principals that are only looking at what they need, and instead of being a good team player, then that's kind of what can contribute to being in competition with the school or feeling like you're in that way. In order to get out of the situation where you're competing for the same fundraising dollars, I really suggest you have a sit down with your principal and get them on board with your PTO's plans, goals, and fundraisers for the year. And this mostly starts by getting them in the loop. When the school year is wrapping up, that is a great time to sit down with your principal and kind of map things out. If you don't have an idea of what you're going to be doing this next year, that's fine. Include them in your plans for like your summer planning meeting. Or if you're doing it at the beginning of the school year, which I totally don't recommend, but if that is the case, that's a great time to loop them in as well. Bottom line, get them on the same page with you so they understand what kind of programs, events, and support you're going to be providing for the school, and then also what kind of money it's going to take to make that happen. When they understand that, I think they're going to be less likely to kind of compete with you or try and raise money at the same time you are, or schedule their fundraiser for right when you were planning to have the PTOs. Other point that I would make to the principal is that they have enough on their plate already, and that you as the PTO are better situated to run the fundraiser. This benefits you, the PTO, because you can be assured of getting the fundraising dollars that you need, and the school at the same time can benefit because you can promise to give them a set amount, or let's say their fundraising goal is that they need to raise $3,500 for the year. You as the PTO can say, all right, we will give you $3,500 for the year, just let us handle the fundraising. Because the fact of the matter is that principals have so much going on. They are tasked with not only the HR issues that come up with teachers, the behavior issues that come up with students, creating the individualized learning plans for all students, dealing with parent complaints, dealing with everything it takes to keep the school running strong. They really don't have time to be fundraising on top of that. So really, your PTO is better suited to doing the fundraising, and that if you can get them to come on board and look at it as a partnership, instead of I'm gonna get mine and then you figure out how you're gonna get yours, then everyone's gonna be better off then. Now listen, you may be stuck with a really crappy principal, and I am so sorry for you about that, but try and work around them, really try and get them on board. And if they insist on running their own fundraising, do what you can to either get ahead of them or minimize the consequences as much as possible. I hope this video was super helpful for you for thinking about how to get out of that uncomfortable competition kind of position that sometimes we find ourselves in, and I will see you in the next video. Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All these resources and more are waiting for you at ptoanswers.com.